What up? Back again with another tutorial. This time around, I'm going to teach you how to make the Dragon Axe. Not much to it. Let's just go ahead and get right to it. You're going to need one foam board, your choice of red paint and masking tape, a box cutter, sanding sponge, glue gun, and the template, which is going to be in the description. You're going to start by getting the template and tracing it onto a piece of foam board. And make sure you also trace out two handles. Once that's said and done, go ahead and start cutting out each of the pieces that you'll need for the axe. This really isn't too hard of a build. Should just have 3 giant pieces. And once you have them, just gonna start piecing them together slowly. Remember to at least give each cut 3 passes so that you get a nice clean cut. If you try rushing it with one, it might just ruin the entire edge of it. You could just do this build with the one template itself, but without these other handles, it really makes the prop itself not very sturdy and even more susceptible to breaking. 3 layers of foam board also gives it more of an actual axe feeling. Once those are cut out, go ahead and put a bit of hot glue onto the whole handle and start putting 1 layer onto it and start applying pressure. Make sure to align it quickly as hot glue actually tends to dry really quick. And do the same thing to the other side. And if you see any misalignments, just go ahead and start cutting them out with your box cutter now. If it comes out a bit rough, just go ahead and give it a bit of a sanding sponge. Now quickly just put 1 or 2 layers of white primer throughout the entire axe, nothing too fancy. Make sure you also get the edges. After drying it, just put a bit of plasti dip on it as well. Make sure it was white just so that it had a little bit more grip than the primer itself. This will also make it a slight bit more durable. Once that's said and done, I got my masking tape and start putting it where the red of the Dragon Axe would be. There's no need to use a bunch of masking tape for the whole axe, so just get a piece of newspaper and wrap it around. Once that's done, just go ahead and start lightly putting on a layer of the pandal paint, which is like a darkish green. It's sort of similar to the barrow's colors, but it's not necessarily green, it's more of a gray. Make sure you get both sides, obviously. The edges are, because of the plasti dip, gives me actually a bit more grip on the edges, so I'm just testing this out to see if it works out better than just primer alone. Once that's finished, go ahead and remove the newspaper from the piece you were covering and start applying tape to the handle itself. As for paint, you can go ahead and get whatever type of red you want. I chose a really dark flat red for the majority of the handle and tried sanding off the edge so it had that little bevel edge. Just go ahead and put slight layers onto it, edges well, and just keep going as usual. And once that paint is finished, go ahead and remove the tape and the newspaper from the handle itself, and your axe prop is pretty much done. You could just end it there, but I decided to put a little bit more effort into the beveling of the edge. It didn't necessarily work out how I thought it would, so I might just go ahead and repaint this with a slightly lighter color of red eventually. Once that's said and done, now you have yourself a Dragon Axe prop. I would not recommend swinging it too hard, as the actual connection between the head to the handle isn't necessarily the strongest, but you know, if it breaks, go ahead and make yourself another one. You already know how. Watch the video again, and well, that's about it. Not too hard of a build, and it really just kind of tests your patience and paint. drying, but other than that, not much. As always, take it easy.